Hi everyone, welcome back to the computer network series. So in this class, we'll be looking into what is cyclic redundancy check. Cyclic redundancy check, also called as CRC, is an error detecting code that is commonly used in digital networks and storage devices to detect accidental changes to the raw data. So say for example, I want to say 110 and during transmission, this bit have flipped to 1. So the receiver will be receiving 111, which is the wrong data. So to check whether the receiver have received the correct data or not, so this kind of error checking techniques will be used at the data link layer. So one among them is the CRC. So the other technique is checksum, which I already have made a video. So I'll give the link in the description box. If you want to watch it, you can do it. So what happens exactly here is blocks of data entering these systems get a short checked value attached. So that short checked value is called as the cyclic redundancy check code. Okay, so which is added to the original data and then it is transmitted. How do we get this CRC is that we'll be doing a polynomial division over here with the original data divided by the polynomial. So here, say for example, the original data is this one, like 110101, and a polynomial will be generated. So there will be a generator algorithm. So the generator algorithm at the center side will generate a polynomial. Say for example, the polynomial is this. So this polynomial can be written as x square plus x plus 1. Okay, so this can be written like this. Okay, so now since the polynomial is only having this one, x square, so in place of x square, we'll be putting 1. So there is no x, right? So we'll be putting a 0 here. So there is a constant, so we'll be putting 1. So now the polynomial is 101. Okay, so before we start calculating the CRC value, the message has to be augmented. So this is the original message, right? Like 110101. That's it. Okay, so till here it is the original message. To this message, what we did is we have added or we have augmented 2 bits. Why did we add 2 bits and how did we add 2 bits is that? So the maximum power of this particular polynomial is 2. So you can also say that the degree of polynomial is 2. So we are adding 2 zeros. We just need to add 2 zeros, or else the size of the number of bits in the polynomial is 3. So n minus 1, which is 3 minus 1, which is 2. Okay, so that's the reason why we have added 2 zeros over here. So now to this particular entire data, we'll divide it with 101. And the reminder that we get is nothing but the CRC. Okay, so let me show you this with an example. So let us consider this example. So this is the original data and we have augmented these 2 bits over here, 0 bits over here. So here this polynomial division is based on XOR operation. So when the 2 bits are 0, then the result will be 0. When there is 0 and 1, the result will be 1. And then if there is 1 and 0, then it will be 1. And 1 and 1, it will be 0. Okay, so based on this XOR operation, we will be dividing. So first I'll be taking 1. So 101, ones are 101. So I'm putting 101 over here.
XOR of 0 and 1 is 1. XOR of 1 and 0 is 1. XOR of 1 and 1 is 0. So I'm bringing 1 down. So I have 111 now. So 101 ones are 101. Again we need to do XOR operation. XOR of 1 and 1 is 0. XOR of 1 and 0 is 1. So I'm bringing 0 down. 101 ones are 101. So we are repeating the same XOR operation. 0 and 1 is 1 and 0 and 0 is 0. So I'm bringing 1 down. So I need 3 digits with which will start with 1. So I have 0 1 1. So so I'll be doing 1 0 1 0, sir. All 3 zeros. Do an XOR operation. Bring this 0 down. So now I have 1 as the first number. So I can do 1 0 1 1s are 1 0 1. So I'm doing the XOR operation again. So 1 1, and then bring the 0 down, so which will make it double 1 0. So 1 0 1 1s are 1 0 1. So 1 1. Okay, so there are no more elements left. So this is the remainder. 1 1 is the remainder. So this is nothing but our CRC. So we'll be replacing the last 2 zeros with this remainder. So now the data to be sent will be 11 0 1 0 1, and then the last 2 zeros will be replaced with the remainder, which is 11. Okay, because we have augmented 2 zeros there, right? So we'll be now placing the remainder at the end. So this will be the data that the sender will create, and this will be transmitted by the sender with the CRC. So original data plus the CRC is transmitted now. So this is all that will happen at the sender side. Now at the receiver side, again the same division operation will take place. So it has received 110101 and 11, right? So again the division operation is carried here at the receiver end. So 101 ones are like 101. So the same operation will repeat here, the XOR operation. So again ones are 101. So I'll be getting 0 1. Okay, so I'm bringing 0 down. So 1 0 0. Then 1 0 1 ones are 101. So again the XOR operation will take place, 1 0, and then this 1 is coming down. So 0 1 1. Since there is a 0 here, so I need to put all zeros, that is 1 0 1 zeros are 3 zeros. So now I'll get 1 1. So I'll bring the other one down. So now 1 0 1 ones are 1 0 1. Uh, 0 1, and then finally I'm bringing the last one down, so which is 1 0 1. So 1 0 1 ones are 1 0 1. So let us see what is the remainder. So the remainder is all zeros. Okay, so when you get all zeros at the receiving end, it means that there is no error. Okay, because you got all zeros, it means that there is no error. So the data has been received by the receiver intact. If you get non-zeros, then it means that there has been some error. Okay, so this is what is called as cyclic redundancy check. Okay, so let us write the program. for CRC. So implementation of CRC in C language. So I have written comments over there, and then I am taking some header files. So which is hash include stdio.h, standard input and output. I am taking conio.h. So I have taken two header files. So I'm writing two functions. The first function is reminder, so which will be taking in an array as an argument, integer array as an argument. The functionality of this reminder method or function is to calculate the CRC code or the syndrome. Okay, the reminder. So it will calculate the reminder. And then I have another function, so which is error check. This function return type is also void. It will not return anything to me. So this error check will take an array, integer array as an argument. This error check operation will be performed at the receiving side. So I am taking some global data. So I have declared an array gen of size 10, and then I have gen L, which is the length of the polynomial. Then I have FRL, then frame size, and then reminder like REM is 4, array size of 4, and then I have T length, the total length. Okay. So then I have given void main. So inside this I am taking certain variables. I said I comma j comma fr10. So this is an array of size 10, which is like the original data. Fr is the original data. Then I am taking some arrays which are like temporary arrays, which will help for us to copy the frames. So I have taken DUPFR and RECFR and ERR and all that. So all these are arrays. Then I have written a printf statement. So enter the frame size. Okay, which is the size of the data word. So scanf. So the variable that will be taking the size of the frame is FRL. Okay, so which is like frame length. Now I'm asking the user to enter the polynomial size or the generator size. So which I am reading in the variable gen L. So the size of the frame and the size of the generator I am reading in first. So next I am asking the user to enter the frame. Okay, say for example the data word or the frame is like 110101. So each and every bit is entered and we'll be reading it into an array. If it is 11011, then the size of the frame is 5, and then we are reading it in the array FR. So this is how it looks. So to read in the frame, we need to take a loop and read bit by bit into array FR. So for that I am using a looping variable which is I is equal to 0, I is less than FRL, and then I plus plus. scanf percentage d, and then we need to put it in the array fr. So fr of I. So initially I will be equal to 0. So the first bit is entered into the index 0, and the second bit is entered into index 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So we can read in a frame of size 10. Okay, because I have given the array size to be 10. So you can also increase it accordingly. So here the maximum size of the frame that you can read is 10 bits. And at the same time what I am doing is I am making a copy of the frame into another array, which is DUP-FR. So we are making a duplicate, we are making a copy of the frame. So inside the for loop itself, like I am saying, DUP-FR of I is equal to FR of I. Okay. So whatever we are entering into FR also will be entered into DUP-FR. So now let us read the polynomial. Enter the generator or polynomial. So again we need a for loop. Okay, so GNL is the size of the generator. GEN is the array in which the generator is read. So which is an array. So say for example the generator is 101. So which will go into an array which is gen. Okay, at the index positions 0, 1 and 2. I am looping this particular gen array from 0 index. So I is equal to 0, I is less than gen L and I plus plus. So scanf percentage D and gen I. So each and every bit of the generator will go into the specified index of the gen array. So now that we have created we have read in the frame and also we have read in the generator. Now we'll find the total length. So we need to augment certain zeros to the original data word, right? So the total length is equal to size of the frame plus n minus 1. Okay, so what is n minus 1? N is the total number of digits in the generator. So the total number of digits in the generator are 3. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So I need to add 2 zeros to the data word. So what is the size of the data word? Which is FRL, right? So which is 5. So the two original data, so I need to add 2 zeros. And the total length of the data word now will be 5 FRL plus gen minus 1. So which is equal to 5 plus 2, that is equal to 7. So total length is equal to 7. So we'll calculate the t length in the program now. So t length is equal to FRL plus gen L minus 1. Okay, so that is t length. Now let us add zeros to the data word. I am keeping the original data frame FR array as it is, but I am adding the zeros to the DUP FR. So I am turning in the loop again for I go to the last position of the DUP FR and then add zeros. So the last position is FRL. To say I is equal to FRL, and then I is less than T length and I plus plus. So from the fifth position, so zeros will be added into DUP FR. The data in the DUP FR array is 1101100. So this is the contents in the DUP FR array. We have the data word 1101100 and the generator as 101. Now we need to find out the CRC by doing the division operation. So I am calling the function which is reminder, and I am passing DUPFR. As I already shown you in the prototype of the function, that reminder's return type is void and it will be taking integer array as an argument. So I am passing DUPFR into this reminder. This reminder will put the CRC in the REM array. So see, you can see that there is REM array over here, REM array, and the size of REM array is 4. So into this the reminder will come after the reminder function returns. So we'll be getting the CRC in the REM array. So as I said that the CRC is in REM array, so I'll print that and show in the output. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than gen L, I plus plus, as this loop executes, the CRC will print on the screen. After we got the reminder, now we need to create the code word. So code word is adding the reminder to the original frame. The reason why I have taken two arrays, which is FR and duplicate FR, I have used duplicate FR wherein for the duplicate FR I have added the two zeros and I have passed it into the reminder function, and FR original frame I have kept it to add the reminder and create the code word. So I hope everybody understood why I have taken the copy of FR. And the code word I am putting it in RECFR array. So FR plus reminder will go into RECFR array. Okay, I am turning the reminder with the J variable. So the indexes of the reminder are taken by the J looping variable, and the indexes of RECFR are taken by I variable. So I want to print the code word on the screen. So the code word is, so which is there in RECFR. So I am just turning the loop for I is equal to 0, I is less than T length, I plus plus, printf, %d RECFRI. As this loop executes, the code word will print on the screen. Is equal to data word plus CRC. I'm copying RECFR into ERR for error checking. So I'm just making a copy of RECFR into ERR. So ERR is an array which will hold the entire code word. So I'm just making a copy of the code word. So now let us assume that the code word is received by the receiver and the receiver is getting the reminder of the code word. So to get the reminder, I'm calling the reminder function once again. This time I'm passing the code word. So this happens at the receiver side. So I'm calling the reminder function and I'm passing RECFR into the reminder function. So the reminder function will give me the reminder. So now once I got the reminder, so which will make changes into the REM array. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this REM array and I'm passing into error check. So error check is a function which will check whether the reminder is having all zeros. If the reminder array is having all zeros, then it means that there is no error. If I have any ones in the reminder, it means that there is an error. Some accidental change in the bits have happened. So error is induced during the transit. So now let us see what is the code that I have written in the reminder function. So what I'm doing here is I'm checking whether the first letter in the frame bit is 1 or not. If it is 1, then I'm doing an XOR operation from that bit with the gen. Gen is nothing but the generator, which is the polynomial. So I'm using two looping variables here, one to iterate through the frame indexes and the other one to iterate through the polynomial index of the arrays. I is used to navigate through the reminder and J is used to navigate through the indexes of the frame. So I'm doing an XOR operation over there. FRJ. So you can see that I have given the caret symbol. So XOR operation gen I. So this will do the XOR operation and the result will be put in reminder. Now what I am doing is I am copying the reminder or I am replacing the bits in the original frame with the reminder bits. Finally, the last bits in the frame which are not sufficient for the XOR operation, I am taking them and putting in the reminder, so which is nothing but the reminder. So this is what I have written in the reminder function, and then this is the error check function. So void error check, which is taking in an array. So I'm taking a flag is equal to 0, and now I'm turning a loop to check whether all the elements inside the rem array are all zeros. If there is a 1, okay, non-zero, then I am setting the flag to 1. I said flag plus plus, which will change the flag value to 1. So after checking all the items in the CRC in the reminder, if still flag is 0, it means that all the elements in the array are zeros. So it means that the frame received is correct. There are no errors. If a flag turned to 1, it means that there are some ones in the reminder. So which means that there is an error. So frame received is incorrect. So error is there. Two functions. Let me show you what I have exactly written in reminder function. So let me give you an example. So FRL is equal to 6 and generator is equal to 3. So these are the sizes. I am taking in a frame. So I am taking the example that I have shown you in the beginning of the video. So the frame is 110101. Okay, so we have made the duplicate of the frame, right? So the duplicate of the frame will be 110101. So we'll have the same data in DUPFR also. Okay, so what is the generator that I have taken in the example, which is 101. So the data word is 110101 and the generator is 101. Now find out the T length. So T length is 6 plus 3 minus 1. So which is nothing but 8. So T length is equal to 8. Now we are adding zeros to the DUPFR. So now DUPFR has become 11010100. So these two zeros we have added to it. Values the arrays and the variables are holding. Now reminder function with the DUPFR array. Reminder function to 0. DUPFR is taken into a temporary variable which is FR, local array variable which is FR. So now FR is having the data. So let me put it in the array format and show you. That is FR. So FR0, which is nothing but 1. Okay, the element at index 0 is 1. So since it is equal to 1, we are doing an XOR operation. So when you do an XOR operation, the remainder is 0, 1, 1. So in that loop, what I'm doing is, I'm actually copying the remainder into this FR, replacing the bits with the remainder bits. So those 3 bits I'll change with the remainder. So now the bits will change. So I'm replacing them, all the 3 bits with the remainder. So what are the bits in the remainder? So there's a 0, 1, 1. So I'll replace them. 0, 1, 1. Okay, now again we'll iterate through the loop, making k is equal to 1. It is the next bit. So we'll consider from the next bit. So those are the index values, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So now I need to consider the bits from 1. Index number 1, 1, 2 and 3. And I'll do an XOR operation with the generator. So from k is equal to 1, I'll be putting the generator. So which is 1, 0, 1. Now do the XOR operation. So which is 0, 1 and a 0. So again I'll be repeating the same thing. I'll copy these 3 bits into the positions 1, 2 and 3 of the frame. So I'll replace. So what are there at the positions 1, 2 and 3? 1, 1, 1 is there. So I'll replace all that 3 bits with the 0, 1, 0. Consider these 3 bits and change them with the remainder. Now again I'll iterate through the loop, making k is equal to. So now k will be equal to 2. Okay, so k is equal to 2. Now consider the bits from 2, 3 and 4. Okay, 1, 0, 1 is the generator. Again do the XOR operation. 0, 0. Now again I'll copy the bits to 2, 3 and 4 positions. I'll copy the remainder. So what do I get? So I'm having 0, 0 and 1 at 2, 3 and 4th position. So again k will become 3. So when k becomes 3, it is not 1, right? So FR of k is not 1. So since FR of k is equal to 1, k increments again and goes to the 4th position. Okay, so when there is 1 only, we need to do the XOR operation as the leftmost bit. So now k is equal to 4, do the XOR operation. 1, 1 and 0. Now again I'll copy this remainder onto the frame bits 4, 5 and 6 positions. So which is a 0. So which is a 0, 1 and 1. Now again k increments. K goes to the position 5. And again we need to do the XOR operation. Okay, now k is equal to 5. We are doing the XOR operation. Okay, 1, 1 and 0. Okay, now copy the remainder. Okay, so copy the remainder 0, 1 and 1. Okay, since like we are left out with only 2 numbers. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll put this in the remainder. So our CRC is the last 2 digits which are 1 and 1. So which will be in the remainder. So this is what will happen in the remainder function. So we are putting the CRC at positions 1 and 2 of the remainder. Finally, this is what that will happen in the remainder function. So I already have explained you like what will happen. So the code word is created and then we are calling the error check function. So I'm entering the size of the frame. Size of the frame is 6 and the size of the generator is 3. So I'm entering the frame. So since this is an array, I need to enter bit by bit. So I'm putting some spaces between the bits. 110101. So this is the original data frame and the generator is 101. You can see that the CRC is 011 and the code word is like 110101 00. Frame received is incorrect. There is some thing, let me correct it. Okay, fine. Okay, so I just have to say j is equal to 1, j is less than gen L. I need to copy the reminder into RECFR, right? So the condition should be j is less than gen L. Okay, fine. So I entered the frame size to be 6 and the generator size to be 3, and the data is 110101 and the generator is 101. You can see that the CRC is 011 and the code word is now correct. So wherein last two zeros are now replaced with the CRC, and we got the answer that the frame received is correct, no errors. Okay, fine. We try to induce some error and show you. So in here I am changing the most significant bit, whatever it is. Like if it is 1, I'm changing it to 0. If it is 0, I'm changing it to 1. I'm changing the code word. So the code word I have copied into ERR. So you might be wondering why I did that. I have done it to show you, to use it for showing how error detection happens at the receiving side. So whatever bit is there at 0 index, if it is equal to 1, then I am placing a 0, 0, else ERR 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so I'm just inducing some error into it, and after that I will do the error checking. Pass ERR. Okay, so reminder ERR. ERR into reminder, and I'm doing the error checking. So let me execute this and show you both the cases of wherein I'll be getting an error and also where I won't be getting an error. So the frame size is 6 and the data generator size is 3 and the data is 110101 and the frame is 101. So now you can see that the CRC is 011 and the code word is 110101 and the last two are the CRCs. And when that is checked, then it's saying frame received is correct, no error. But when I change the bits, like the most significant bit I have changed from 1 to 0, and then I'm checking now. So when I checked it, like it is saying frame received is incorrect. So there is error. So this is where I just wanted to print the code word where the bit have changed. Okay, so you can see that the most significant bit have changed. So I just improved the display. Okay, output how it displayed. So I just improved that with more readability. So I just made displayed even the error that has occurred in the bit also. So the most significant bit I changed from 1 to 0. So when I check it at the receiver end, so it is showing me that it is incorrect data. So there is an error. So this checking and all will happen at the error detection and all will happen at the receiver side. So this is my version of the CRC. You can implement this in many ways, but this is how I have implemented it. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you for watching.